Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Doc Talk. We are back. It is Dondee, Nettles, and Sandy McClure coming to you again. The last time we came to you was in September 3rd, right after Dondee and I had gotten our products in Park City, Utah. And we were so excited to get started, and we were just about a week in, just a little over a week in. And now we're at 12 weeks of experience with these products. And I know a lot of you tuned in then, and you're tuning in tonight. You are seeing less of us.
Right.
There's a lot less of us to look at here. But I am so excited, you guys. I'm Sandy McClure. I live in Creede, Colorado. I am a LifeVantage consultant, and I've been here for just over 5 years. And I couldn't be more happy to have landed where I've landed. Now, I want to tell you that what we're going to talk about, these products tonight are not designed to cure, treat, or mitigate any disease or condition. They're supportive products. They are activators, something no one else has. We are the activation company. And anything that alludes to earning income, that all depends on the hard work and effort of you. Just like anything, you have to put some effort in, kind of like this mind-body system. And we're going to be talking mostly about that tonight, but we're also going to be talking about the activators that we've had previous and why they're so effective and why they're enhancing so many experiences of many people. I am a mother of 3 beautiful daughters and a grandmother to 2 grandsons. And I have a little granddaughter that's 4 years or 5 years old, and I have a granddaughter due any minute. So I'm happy that I could be here tonight because I was worried if I might have to postpone this because I was going to be with a brand new grandbaby, but not quite yet. And so I just want to let you know a little bit about me. I survived 20 weeks of chemotherapy in 2015. That was before I knew anything about activation, and I also had breast implant illness. And so right after that is when I was introduced to LifeVantage and activation. And these products had a profound impact on my life, on my blood work, on the testing that comes after you go through situations like that. And I just feel like everything aligned perfectly, just like kind of life is aligning. And one of the people that I listened to prior to making any type of commitment to putting my stamp on these products was a man named Dr. Dondee Nettles. And he didn't even know I was listening to him, but I wanted to know the type of people and the kind of community that I was going to be involved with. And I couldn't find anything wrong. I wanted to try to avoid it, but I couldn't find anything wrong. And I still have not found anything wrong. And I'm blessed and honored to introduce you to a very dear friend of mine, Dr. Dondee Nettles. Dondee, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, thank you so much, Sandy. I'm so honored to be here for this DocTalk 2.0. And I just want to kind of reciprocate back to you just how much I treasure our friendship, how much we've grown in the last very short period of time. But it's an absolute honor to be here tonight. And I just thank you so much for asking me to be a guest. So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, you've ever heard my voice for the first time, and maybe you're a prospect and you're looking at this company, you're looking at these products, and you're trying to just kind of kick the tires of this opportunity and maybe even just look at the pros and cons and whether or not this group of people, this group of products, and this company deserve your time and efforts. And that's going to be a decision for you to make uniquely. But I was in your shoes a little over 15 and a half years ago when I was looking at a very different company than you're looking at now. I was looking at a company that had one product, Protandim. It wasn't called the NRF2 Synergizer then because we didn't have any other Protandim products. It was just Protandim. And our discussion was not the activation company. Our discussion was reducing oxidative stress. And I don't know about you, but for somebody who was very critical of network marketing, that opportunity, that conversation in full transparency did not get me excited. I could not see building a business talking to people about reducing their oxidative stress as a chiropractor. And not that there was anything wrong with it. It just was very outside my comfort zone. And when I saw the LifeVantage opportunity for the very first time, and I received a phone call from my sponsor, presidential consultant Blue Elam, I was not looking for network marketing. I thought it was a pyramid scheme. Thought it's one of those things you do when you're 40 years old because your mom's about to kick you out of the basement and you got to come up with rent somehow. That's literally how jaded I was about this industry. But I was also praying. I was on my knees praying for a way to be daddy because I was so entrenched in being doctor. We had the fourth largest solo practice in Arizona. I was seeing 350 to 500 patients a week in my practice, 80 to 90 hours a week outside my home as a chiropractor and AM talk radio host. My passion is to empower people to be self-sufficient and be their own health advocates. And it was working very, very well for me. Financially, the only thing that was failing and failing miserably was my personal life. And when I saw LifeVantage for the very first time, I was, like I said, I had children I had no relationship with. I had a 3-year-old son at home and a newborn daughter that I never saw because of the demands of my practice. And I was praying for the opportunity to be daddy to my young children and not doctor. And I loved being doctor too. I wanted to split my time. Well, God had other plans. And so he allowed me, forced me, I would even tell you, to get over my misunderstanding and my disdain of network marketing and really realize it as an answer to prayer. And it was 18 months after I got involved in LifeVantage. I was selling my chiropractic practice, canceling my radio show on 2 different AM stations here in the Phoenix Valley every Saturday for an hour-long live program. And I went home to be a stay-at-home father to my children for 14 years, thanks to LifeVantage. Replaced my practice income. I met my beautiful wife, Marcy, through this. And for the last 14 years, I've been a full-time stay-at-home dad. Well, the cool thing is my son just graduated from high school in May. My daughter is a varsity cheerleader as a sophomore. I never see either one of them. And I have fulfilled and will constantly continue to do so. But daddy time to my kids isn't really that valuable anymore. And so building this business and going back to my first love of being chiropractor, part-time is able to blend these worlds. And most of the people that we've enrolled in the last 6 weeks have been chiropractors because I'm having those conversations again. So now it's scaling in round 2.0 of us building this global business by helping influential healthcare providers be more influential to their patients and offer a much greater offering than they ever could previously with just what they were doing in their passion. This adds a whole other layer. And it's, again, it's publicly traded. So do your own research. It's publicly traded. It's financially backed with 0 debt. We have incredible reserves of cash and our products are scientifically validated. So people that are looking to preserve their professional and personal reputations do not have to jeopardize them or leverage them in any way because our products are flat out legit. So thank you again for the invitation, Sandy. I'm hoping we're just going to crush this tonight and help a lot of people understand truly what we have.
Yeah, I can agree with that. A lot of what you have to say resonates with me. I did not come here to earn an income. I came here simply, I started using products, and because of the profound effect they had on me, I felt obligated to share. And that's the beautiful part of network marketing, because this product sat on the shelves of GNC and other stores all lonely up there. Nobody knew how to talk about it. And so the messengers in this company are passionate people who care about people. I say the company's full of wellness professionals. I don't even like to call them doctors. We don't have illness professionals. We have wellness professionals, people who are truly looking to be proactive in people's health. And this is why I could not share it for what it did done to me. And so, and for me. And so I'm just now again surrounded by amazing people. All of you on here tonight, we're just really glad that you're here. I don't know how many of you have tried this newest activator that we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight, but Dondee and I both have been on this activator. And I will tell you that when we started this in August 26th, both he and I looked very different. Not horrible, but we looked different than we do. And you can go back to our Facebook pages or anything, and it just looks like somebody just got a vacuum and kind of sucked stuff out of our faces and necks and things like that. But I will tell you that I have been on this system for 12 weeks. I'm just going to share a little bit about me. I ate healthy prior to this. I exercised prior to this. I am a 60-year-old grandmother. And I thought, well, there's probably something I could do, but I didn't know if I wanted to use this or not, because I have an amazing digestive tract and I did not want to mess that up. And so I was hearing about other stuff that was, kind of on the same lines of what we do, but not even close. And I said, if it's going to mess with my digestive tract, I won't use it. I don't care how good it is. And guess what? Lo and behold, it did not. I have lost to date 18 pounds. And I think 22.5 inches is what I marked yesterday. And you guys, I'm not even really sure where all that came from. But the first 2 weeks, I lost 9 pounds, and then I didn't lose any weight for 7 weeks. But I just was melting. And so I want you to keep that in mind. And I knew right away that this product was doing way more for me than just weight management. What it has done for my blood work, what it has done for my the levels that ever since I went through chemo were trending up, and now they're trending way down. And so there is just no way that I cannot, again, be so passionate and speak highly of this newest activator. So Dondee, I know, I said I wore this shirt in Kansas City a month ago, and it is so loose on me, I can't even believe it. But I thought, well, I'll wear it because I know a lot of people maybe on this call saw me. How about you, Dondee? What's something that you've experienced? I mean, as a 60-year-old woman, it's kind of hard for us. We're in that where it's really hard to take weight off. And my goodness, I've tried everything. And now this is such a simple system, 2 products. And I just feel like, wow, this was just way too easy.
Well, I've learned regret, and I've learned some pretty amazing things. And when I talk about regret, when we launched collagen about 2.5 years ago, I was not happy about this product because I thought I'm gonna have to have beauty conversations with people, and that's completely outside my comfort zone. And Marcy and I had been using collagen. I don't need to mention the name, but we had been using it for about 6 years every day, and never was told to take before and after pictures. So I'm thinking, great. I don't notice anything different. I don't feel anything different, but I'm taking collagen. We were taking collagen because it's supposed to be good for your hair, your skin, your nails, your cells, and all of that kind of stuff. So when we said at LifeVantage, we're coming out with a collagen product, I was like, yeah, we're kind of late to the game. I'm already taking a collagen product. So what did I not do? I did not take my before pictures, and I did not take any or measurements or anything like that. And with this GLP-1, again, I was not excited. I'm on the scientific advisory board. I knew this product was coming a year before while we were formulating it. And in full transparency, I was not excited about it because I'm like, great, we're going to be competing with Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and all this other stuff. It's getting away from the activation game. We're kind of stepping into, unfamiliar territory. We're going to be talking about a Me Too product, and all of that was false because I did not take my before pictures, and I did not take my before measurements. You think I would have learned with collagen because the afters were fantastic, but I never had the befores to compare with. So my regret was I didn't take my measurements and I did not take my before pictures, but I did have a belt, and I wear a belt every day. And my belt is 5 belt holes smaller than it was before, and I'm down 20 pounds. So the scale says 20 pounds. My belt has 5 holes in it I had to actually create an extra hole on one of my belts because it wasn't even there. And so that's pretty fantastic. But the regret is I didn't take before pictures because they would be really powerful in some of my social media stories and really powerful for people. And I didn't take my measurements. So bad on me. Don't do that. That was my regret. But what I did notice in my first 9 days, I was like over the moon. I was down 6 pounds in the first 9 days of this. And even the first day we did it wrong. We took the capsules with the powder. I was so excited. Marcy and I were both so excited to take it. We didn't even read the instructions. So realized on day 2, we messed up day 1. So in literally 8 days, I was down 6 pounds. But for the next 3.5 weeks, I gained 2 pounds back. But I know I lost inches because my belt was getting smaller, but my weight was getting heavier. And that was kind of, okay, now trying to wrap my mind around that, not realizing that the results of the study had not come out yet, that you don't lose muscle mass. And so that was making sense to me, but I was also having, you mentioned not having any interruption in your digestive tract. I did. I was like super, super uber regular. And this went in the first few days or the first few weeks. Nope. I went a couple days without even having a bowel movement. I was getting bloated. I was getting gassy. And I was like, what the heck? And I was activated on everything. And I'm like, okay, so maybe my body's just not activated. Well, the GLP-1 certainly wasn't activated, but everything else was. I was hydrated and we were eating right. And it was just one of those things is like, I don't know. There's questions that we can't answer. My body was just taking a different course than other people, which is completely normal. when you start taking something different, and I'll talk about that here in a little while, that every person who starts something, their body has a unique hierarchy of needs. And when equipped, their body is going to choose what it decides it wants to do rather than what we think or hope it should do, especially when we're comparing our results to someone else. So after the first 8 days, 6 pounds down, to gain 2 pounds of it back over the next 3 weeks. And then overall, after 12 weeks, I'm down 20.2 pounds and 5 holes on my belt. So, and with regret that I wish I would have listened to my wife. My wife, Marcy, is the voice of reason, and I didn't listen. So Marcy, I publicly apologize. I should have taken my pictures. I should have taken my measurements. So don't make the same mistake as me, because then you cannot use your progress as your own validation. You have to use someone else's. Now I've got a picture of my former belt hole and my current belt hole, and how my once nice fitting custom tailored suit no longer fits me. It falls off of me, actually. And I wore it in Kansas City. And so many people said, well, before you said this was the suit that you had custom made 3 years ago, I was thinking, wow, that suit's pretty big on him. Well, that was, again, Marcy's idea. Wear this suit that used to fit you that now no longer does, as just a blanket statement and planting your flag. Look what this product can do for me. And it was pretty amazing. So just incredible transformation, Sandy. And I know we're hearing hundreds and hundreds of stories of similar like ours.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And I can't get enough of it. I look forward to opening up my phone every day, because I get messages every day. I'm coaching a coaching group. We have over 400 people in there, and we have picture day every Monday, and I'm telling you what, people who have tried everything and have been just so, I can't share my pictures, are now sharing their pictures, and they're saying, I feel so safe, and I just feel like this is the right thing to do. Like, I finally can do this because I'm not worried that it's not going to work. And so, so with that, Dondee, the mind body system, speaking of, what actually is it designed to do? I mean, we're hearing that GLP-1 all over the place, and what is it specifically ours supposed to do? Because we hear that, those GLP-1, but I think a lot of people don't even know what that is. Can you give us a little insight?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to go back to kind of what I said about being on the science advisory board. So when I first looked at this as a weight loss product, I was completely misrepresenting what it was. And so it is not a weight loss product. Now, do you lose weight on the product? Yes, you do. But that's not what it was. It wasn't intended to activate your weight loss. It was intended to activate the GLP-1 hormone, which is responsible and which is kind of the kingpin of your entire relationship with food, or your gut-brain axis. Our MB system was designed to optimize the functionality and performance of your gut-brain axis, your relationship with food. So when you have a normal, healthy relationship with food based on your nutritional needs, when your blood sugar gets low, you get the sensation of being hungry. This is normal. I'm describing normal now. If you have this or don't have this, what I'm talking about is what we should have. When your blood sugar gets low, you get a signal to get to what is a hunger signal. Therefore, you eat food. You eat food. There's food in your stomach. The stomach stretches. It's starting to sense being full. It sends a signal to the intestines. There's food coming. What are we going to do with this? The intestine sends a signal to the pancreas. We need some insulin because there's food coming our way, and we need to break down the glucose and use it for our body. That's the entire mechanism. And once you've taken your last bite and there's enough for that mechanism to work, the stomach sends a signal to the brain to stop the hunger signal. That's under normal, ideal, functional reason. So you no longer have the hunger signal, you stop eating, your body now starts to digest it, first in the stomach, then into the intestines, slows down what is called the motility. So you feel fuller longer. Why is that important? You feel fuller longer, you now have much less tendency to eat again or snack in between meals. You have much less tendency to go back for seconds and thirds or overeating, and it quiets the food noise. So when you are satiated, meaning you are full, your brain turns off. Even that obsessive thoughts about food, which we call hunger, or which we call food noise or hunger pangs, or that overwhelming emotional thing you get, it quiets all of that. So long answer to your question, Sandy, what is the MB system designed to do? It's designed to optimize your relationship with food and allow your gut-brain axis to work normally again. do you lose weight? Yes, you lose weight, but that's not what it was created for.
And that's a nice extra bonus I'm finding. I've been in the weight loss and weight management realm for 12 years. And I am finding that this MindBody GLP-1 system activating that hormone is way smarter than Sandy McClure ever was. I thought I had all the answers on all of that. And this has been so simple that I'm almost afraid to tell people about it because I don't want them to think it's magic beans or an easy button. But for me and everything that, 2 products and you're done, and you don't have to really overthink things. I think that big brick wall that's been in front of a lot of people for so many years and taking one brick down at a time was just overwhelming. So they just didn't do anything. And now it's just this, be patient with the process. And that's what we're seeing. So, we talked a little bit about the digestive health. And again, every body is different. Every body is unique. And so everybody's going to have a different experience. And we just have to understand that and give a high expectation going in, but a realistic expectation as well. Is over time, this is going to be doing this. And we don't want to say, well, it's been 2 weeks and nothing happened, so I'm going to stop. Well, where's that going to put you? Then what? Where are you going to be next year at this time? Are you going to be looking for that? We all know about that next best thing, and I think that those days are over. I've coached this for a long time. Those days are over. So, what would be a realistic expectation, Dondee, for somebody coming on the MindBody system? How can we set them up for success? Especially if they're just thinking about that scale.
Yeah, great question, Sandy. And I would just say, first and foremost, right out of the gate, on day one, just commit to being patient with yourself and commit to allowing your body to realize what it needs rather than what you think it needs or what someone else's experience is. Have a unique experience of you being the one unique experience. So plan on at least 12 weeks. So why do I say that? Because if you get a cut, you fall down, you're learning to roller skate when you were a kid and you fall down and you skin your elbow, you skin your knees, or you break your arm, or you have a surgery and you get stitches. For the body's healing process takes about 12 weeks. And so whether it's a broken bone, a scab on your knee, or stitches in your arm, it takes 12 weeks to get back to the way it was before the accident, the injury, or the surgery, or the slip and fall, or whatever it is. So give your body at least 12 weeks. Now, why 12 weeks? Because that's the healing cycle. Maybe your gut microbiome needs healing. Maybe your cells need healing of hydration. Maybe your body needs healing of proper food choices and proper combinations of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, and intelligently making decisions rather than fast food and convenience food or processed packaged food, which you think is good, what has ingredients you cannot pronounce. And here's the thing on that. If you cannot pronounce the ingredient, your body cannot break it down and utilize it. So just write that down, factual situation. If it's a single ingredient whole food and you make combination ingredients, that's the best case scenario. So what can you expect? You can expect your body to change. You can expect your body to adapt. You can expect your body to reprogram itself and upregulate the GLP-1 hormone by 140%. So what does that look like for you? I can't tell you what it looks like for you. You are going to have your own unique experience, but there's many variables that are going to determine whether or not you lose weight right away, or you lose inches right away, or you gain weight right away, or nothing happens to you as far as the measurements, the scale, and how you're feeling. But something is definitely still happening, because you cannot take this activation product and have nothing happen. It's just, what is your own unique individual hierarchy of needs? And I'm going to mention a couple. Hydration. If you are not drinking half your body weight in plain water every day, you are dehydrated. And so your body will probably divert attention to getting hydrated first before you release toxins and break down fat. Now think of fat like this. Think of fat like a bunch of mason jars that have toxins in them. You live in a toxic environment, internally and externally. You can't get away from that. Some of us live in less toxic areas. Like Sandy, you live in a much less toxic area than Phoenix, Arizona, but there's still going to be some whether it's chemtrails or whatever the case. And I'm not going to bring conspiracy theories into this, but we just, bottom line, all of us live in a polluted environment. It's just a matter of how much. So depending upon how much pollution you are exposed to, your body has toxins in it and it stores it in your fat cells. So if you are not hydrated, your body will not break down those fat cells. Why? Because it releases the toxins into your bloodstream. And if you are not hydrated, they're going to go everywhere else and you're going to get toxic throughout your body. So think of your body's wisdom. You may not understand it, but it understands itself perfectly well. When you're breaking down fat, when you're hydrated, you're flushing the toxins out through urination and through bowel movements, which is normal. So expect that to be enhanced. But maybe not if you don't have a good microbiome in your gut. Maybe you need to start with probio, prebiotic, and daily wellness to get primed, especially now while we're in the back or the sold out situation. Everything is on back order. Get your microbiome programmed, reprogrammed now, recalibrated now. Get your cells hydrated now. And then the other, start focusing on good, nutritious food, because you cannot make good, healthy nutrition or good, healthy, efficient cells with poor nutrition. As I've mentioned this before, think of your food as the 3D printer of you. You cannot get healthy, well-performing cells when you are not equipping your body with good nutrition. So we are literally digging our graves with our forks, many of us. So we got to stop that process. And then the other is mindset. The other is commitment. Are you committed every day to this, taking it right, taking it the way you're supposed to, giving your body time? So the long answer to your question, Sandy, is what can we expect? We can expect our body to change, but we can also expect to have a very unique experience that may or may not resemble anyone else's. And if you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't lost any weight, what is wrong with this product? What is wrong with me? The answer is nothing and nothing. Your body is finding its center. It is finding its new normal. Somebody else lost 20 pounds. So what? That's them. That is not you. Maybe their body has already done some of these things. You've got to look at this as an entire system and give it at least 12 weeks. So rather than focusing on the scale, focus on how your clothes fit. Focus on committing at least 12 weeks to this, at least 12 weeks. Now look at the study. The first 8 weeks was an average of 9 pounds lost, but the last 4 weeks was an additional 16 pounds. So the average weight loss in 12 weeks was 25 pounds, but the average weight loss in 8 weeks is only 9 pounds. So give it time, my friends, and stop comparing yourself to someone else. Just realize you are on your own unique journey, and it may take you, or it's going to take at least 12 weeks to notice something for the body to heal. And then you may notice a massive, massive progression as everything starts falling into line. So give it at least 12 weeks before you make any judgment, and don't compare yourself to anyone else. Expect change.
That's such great advice. And it's nice coming from you, because we say it a lot, but hearing it from numerous people and people with your credibility, I think that people need that. I'm seeing it right in here. I needed to hear that, Dr. Dondee. And then also, your emphasis on water is so important. And people think, I don't know, being able to flush all of those toxins and things out of your body is very, very important. In our first Doc Talk that we didn't even have the product yet. It wasn't available to the public. And so what we were doing is exactly what you were just saying, priming your body prior to. Now, if you're already on the product and that's all you're taking, that's fine. But I do want you to know in the study that in the study that we're talking about, that 12-week study, none of those people were on any activators. But what we were noticing, Dondee, and I know in my group, I started people, if you all can remember, I said minimum, this is what you should start your body on minimum prior to, is the NRF2 activator. Okay, better would be the gut health essentials, which I thought probio and prebiotic, and this. I got people on this stack prior to the GLP-1 being released. And you know what? They lost weight just on these 3 products. Their gut microbiome became more healthy. Their digestive tract was more prepared. And because of that, they're having a much more amplified experience, exactly what we said would probably happen on the GLP-1 system. Even better than that would have been to add collagen, or in this collagen and NRF2, because we do know that collagen really helps with the gut health as well. And so I'm still going to recommend that, even if you're on GLP-1 and maybe you're not having the experience that you want to, consider adding the NRF2, consider adding the collagen and consider adding the gut health. And just like you just said, so it makes me feel really smart that I'm thinking on the same line as you, Dr. Dondee. I don't have your credentials at all, but I just want to, I just want to emphasize that all of these activators work synergistically. These products are designed to work together, and your body is a system. And this system is part of that system. And again, getting balanced, that really makes you feel better. And so again, I think for so long, we've all been focused on that scale, and people see these, let me just say, injections that people get, and they see this massive loss. And I just want to say, I don't call it weight loss. I see it muscle loss. You see them, they're sunken in. I don't feel like we're sunken in at all. I feel like our body composition looks great. I've not lost any muscle mass. My muscle mass has increased with this. And so I just think that that's very important. We can't forget, we've got this system. It is going to restock in mid-December, but I'm going to tell you what, guys, if you don't have one ordered yet, you better get it ordered on subscription, because that restock's going to be sold out before it even gets here. And so that is how massively, I don't know, what are the words that I'm trying to find here? In demand it is. And so we've got that. Again, we can talk about that, get back with the person who brought you here to discuss those options. But if you were to get the, I think it's called, oh shoot, I knew I was going to forget the name of it. It's this stack right here on the site.
Premium stack.
Premium stack. Okay. You're essentially getting NRF2 for a penny if you order it through that stack. And so, yes, this will be on back order. The MindBody will be on back order, but you're going to get this. And so that will get you started. And that's an excellent start. We've already told you that before, and people who did what we told them to do are having amplified results. So, and I shouldn't say results, because I just feel like this is an experience, and it's not going to be, when you say it's results, it feels like an end, but not ending for me, for sure. So we're seeing, again, as I said, a wide range of experiences. And I think that you have really hit the nail on the head with that. I've had people ask me, how long do I have to be on it? And they ask me the same thing about our activators. And I'm like, well, how good do you feel? I don't know. Like, if I feel this good, why would I stop? I don't know. I'm not, again, my daughter, who is very small and very thin, she's on this. She does not need to lose weight, but she has come out of this funk of being a young mom and being a little bit in a bad space in her head and anxiety, to just this blooming, wonderful woman who I knew was in there all along. But it's that activation of that hormone has enhanced the other hormones. And now I'm just seeing her. She says, Mom, I love how I feel. And she thought I was exaggerating a little bit. So can you explain that a little bit, Dondee?
Yeah, and that's a great question, and I get this question all the time, or somebody makes a statement, well, I don't have any weight to lose. Why should I take this product? And I was like, again, kind of goes back to what I said before. This is not a weight loss product. This is a maximizing your gut-brain axis product. It is to enhance your relationship with food so that you're having the normal, healthy relationship with food rather than the impulsive relationship with food, or the emotion-driven relationship with food, or stress-driven emotional relationship with food. So even if you have no fat to lose or no weight to lose, in your own opinion, you can't lose weight you don't have to lose. Let me just start with that. Your body would, and this is, again, when you activate your body, well, let me just backtrack. When you equip the body with what it needs to thrive, it always will. When you trick or manipulate the body into what you think it needs to thrive, it will always object. And that objection is called a side effect. When your body is left to its own innate wisdom, it never, ever, ever, ever makes mistakes. And I've told that to people that say, well, what about autoimmune disorders? Autoimmune disorders are not normal. It is a mistake of the immune system attacking something healthy. It's not normal. That's off the table. So when you equip the body to do what it's designed to do, in this case, have a normal relationship with food, you cannot lose fat you don't have to lose. And your body would never put you into a low fat situation. It is unhealthy to have no fat. Your body needs fat. Your brain is primarily fat. You will not lose fat you don't have to lose, but you will increase your muscle density. You may even gain weight, but it will be a healthy gaining of weight because your muscle mass to fat ratio has an optimal. And when you get there, it will stay there. But what will also stay there is your healthy relationship with food. No cravings anymore, no food noise, no snacking. And then people will say, well, I can't afford that. I can't afford this product. And it's like, you can't afford not to take this product. And let me tell you why. Because when you have a normal, healthy relationship with food, you don't overeat, you don't snack, you don't go back for seconds and thirds. And the money that you will save in the food you're no longer eating will afford the entire premium stack. It cut our Costco bill by 60%. So Marcy and I's products are covered by the food we're no longer eating. So we just redirected some spending and we're actually saving money now while we're on these products. So you cannot lose weight. You don't have to lose. Your body will never trick you into giving you something you don't need. So you could have no body fat to lose. In other words, optimal body fat, and take this product and not lose any weight. You may gain weight, but you're going to have a much better relationship with food. So I will tell people this: if you want to have a normal, healthy relationship with food, with no cravings, no food noise, no overeating, and the optimal relationship of your evacuation system, you should be on this product for the rest of your life because it's an activator. That's the thing. It is not a short-term hack the way those drugs are. It is not a synthetic hack the way those drugs are, which is why there's no side effects. There's no muscle loss because you don't have muscle loss to lose under normal circumstances. It's only when your body is tricked does it allow it to actually lose muscle, and that's not normal. So this is a product that Marcy will be, people who make an educated decision will be on for the rest of their life, and the food they're no longer eating compared to before they started will afford the product and then some. That right there is all the reason in the world to be on this product, because it will bring you to a normal, healthy, optimal relationship with food by balancing and maintaining your gut-brain axis, and it will not happen without this product. Because if it would have been happening, you wouldn't need this product. That's why this product is it's why it sold out, which is the best case scenario in our story, is the fact it sold out. Imagine if it didn't sell out, the demand wouldn't be there. The fact that it sold out is the best possible scenario we could have had as a launching of a company and building a business, because there's so many people that wanted it. 90 days flew off the shelf in 13 days. That's amazing to our story.
That's incredible. And that's what I say. I grew up in a family of 8 children. So there were 10 of us. And we always, people are asking, how much should I have on hand just in case? I'm just going to tell you, until we can meet the demand, I'm not going to be without. And so you make that choice. If you can swing it, I would always make sure there's food on the shelf, and this is a food-based product. And so that is what it is. I will tell you, I have made sure that I'm not going to run out. And so that's entirely up to you, but I would not want to go without this. And I'm not a chance taker. I'm not a risk taker when it comes to my health, ever, because I know what I've been through and I never want to do that again. And so I am doing everything I can to dig the well before I'm thirsty, to fix the roof before it leaks. And this is my insurance premium on my healthy longevity. And so for me, I'm like, if you are proactive, then you don't have to worry about things later. I'm not going to be that grandma that the kids worry about. I'm not going to be that mom that the kids are wondering, how's mom doing today? Because I didn't take care of myself. I'm not selfish like that, and I'm not going to do that. Dondee, there's so many questions coming in here. I will let you guys know that we are going to have a little bit of a Q&A after this, but we want to be mindful of this. One last question, which we get often. Well, I already asked that one. I already asked, how long do I have to be on it? I didn't even realize that I was there. I had that written down, Dondee. So there was one thing that somebody had asked. Oh, there is somebody asking in here, Dondee, how will it affect, I can't remember what it was, but as far as medications are concerned, I always tell people, if you're on a medication, this is food-based. If you're worried about that or concerned about that, I'm not going to tell you anything because I'm not a doctor, but I think that you should talk to your physician. And when my people ask about, is this going to bother me? I just say, ask your doctor if that's going to make you feel more comfortable. But there's the question you need to ask your doctor. Hand them the bottle and say, what in this will hurt me? Don't ask them if you can take that. Because why, Dondee? If you say, can I take this? What do you think they're going to say? What do you think?
Well, whatever they say, they're legally not protected from what they may say, especially if it has an adverse reaction for you, and they're not educated on what to say. And I'm not bashing medical, and I'm talking medical doctors. If we're talking, medical doctors are typically the ones that are prescribing the GLP-1 receptor agonists, like the semaglutides, the liraglutides, the dulaglutides, and those kinds of things. So they have an extensive education on pharmaceuticals and surgery. They are the best of the best of the best, but they have almost zero education on nutrition and herbs and wellness products, because that's not their professional expertise. That's why if they gave you information and something happened to you, their malpractice insurance would not cover them. Just like as a chiropractor, if I did surgery on you and I botched it, I should lose my license because I don't have a license or a scope of practice or malpractice insurance that covers botched surgery. It doesn't cover surgery at all because I'm not a surgeon. And I would be fooling you and myself and doing something completely unethical if I tried. And so when a medical doctor is asked a conversation, now this is where unfortunately marketers and the American Medical Association and doctors never really collaborated on this, but there was an ad campaign, a marketing campaign that started in the late 80s, early 90s that said, ask your doctor if this is right for you. And it didn't tell them that that's exclusively to this commercial and this product. It became the norm. So ask your doctor if this is right for you. Hey, doc, what do you think about this exercise equipment? What do you think about this jumpsuit? What do you think about these tennis shoes? Are they good for runners? And doctors, medical doctors started being bombarded, rightly so, because the marketers told them to, but it put them in a very awkward situation. And so I would say this, if you are on one of those prescribed medications, ask your doctor, would it be in my best interest to optimize my natural production of GLP-1 hormone? And I'm going to say that again. As your patient on whatever the drug is, would it be in my best interest to maximize my natural production of GLP-1 hormone? Now, there is no situation where no would be the answer, but that's going to give them enough information, common sense wise, to say, well, yes, of course. Now they may follow it up with, well, how are you anticipating doing that? Because the drugs do not maximize your body's natural production of GLP-1. They don't even give you GLP-1. Your body, by the time you're on these medications, is probably not making it anymore, which is why the GLP-1 receptor agonist is fake GLP-1, which you give your body something fake, it will give you a fake response, which temporarily may be losing weight, but it will eventually become detrimental for you, which is always, always, always why there's side effects. So back to that question, I would just recommend asking your doctor. And if you are concerned at all, now do you have to ask your doctor to take our products? No, that is a decision you and you alone can make, because your doctor can't give you a yes or no on that. They would be violating their oath and their malpractice and their scope of practice to do so. But don't put them in an awkward situation. Don't put them in a potentially legal situation. Just ask them, would it be in your best interest to optimize your body's natural GLP-1 hormone production? Because there's no downside to that. The answer is always yes. And if the doctor said no, it would not be in your best interest, find another doctor, because that just clearly demonstrates your doctor doesn't understand what GLP-1 is in the first place. And I wouldn't expect them to, unless you went to a dietitian or a nutritionist or somebody who's their specialty is optimizing the gut-brain axis, which most of them aren't. Your GI doctors almost have zero understanding of it, which is why they have pharmaceuticals. And to give you that, because that's their limited explanation. And how do they know that? From the pharmaceutical reps that gave them the samples in the first place. And so again, not bashing medicine, because they are the best of the best in their own lane. This is way outside their lane, which is also why there's so many different problems and so many different off-label uses of this. And the FDA and the AMA are starting to realize this and become very, very specific on how this is used. But I feel like I kind of took a little tangent there, but we don't want to put medical doctors or ourselves in jeopardy. Just realize this product has one function only, and that is to maximize your relationship with food and maximize your body's natural production of GLP-1 hormone and the entire gut-brain axis, which none of those pharmaceuticals are meant to do.
And Dondee, I'm really glad that you did go on that tangent, because that's a question that people have, because those are so popular. And I don't think anybody realized that those basically smash that GLP-1 hormone, and then we all know what happens in the long term, but people want that quick fix. And we're hoping that people are now understanding that the fix is going to happen, and they're not going to have to look for the next best thing here. We have one question, and I'm going to save that for the Q&A after this is done. So Dondee, do you have any closing remarks other than that? I mean, wow, just what a blessing we have. I tell you, I feel overwhelmed at times. Sometimes the responsibility of my message, because it's so profound, and creating our own collagen, creating our own antioxidant machine, reducing oxidative stress. I just feel like I can't be loud enough, but I'm always want to not over adjective it or over exaggerate, because I don't want people to feel like it's hype or cheapened. I just want them to, as we prayed about prior to this, to take in what we say, because we are consultants, to listen to what we say and then make the best educated guess for themselves, because there's a lot of things out there. I just hope that they hear the message. So what, in our final closing remarks, would you like to add to that, Dondee?
Thank you for that, Sandy. And I just want to kind of put this in perspective, because I alluded to it, but I want to kind of wrap this up in a nice little bow. And that is the situation we are in this back order situation. And I want you guys to think back this time of year, think back years ago, and ask yourself, do you know what the Tickle Me Elmo doll is? Do you know what Cabbage Patch dolls are? Do you know what fidget spinners are? Do you know what Beanie Babies are? And the reason you probably know you're answering yes to all of those is because what do they have in common with our MB system? The answer is they sold out and people went frantic over them. I remember news broadcasts of people being trampled as they opened the doors for people to go back and get a Tickle Me Elmo doll or a fidget spinner. And then what inherent value do they literally bring? Really, relatively none, but it was a supply and demand equation. I remember seeing Tickle Me Elmo dolls on eBay for $10,000 because you couldn't get them anywhere else. And for that one guy who promised his little daughter that he would have her one on Christmas morning, he would pay $10,000 for a Tickle Me Elmo doll. Well, we're talking about the same level of intensity, the same level of supply and demand, because we have a population of people that 74% of the United States adult population is overweight. 36% of the US adult population is obese, and they are firmly aware of the side effects of the GLP-1 agonists, and they want something different. That and that alone is why we sold out. Now, was it an inconvenience for you and the people that you knew that wanted it? Yes, it was. But guess what? So was Tickle Me Elmo. So was Beanie Baby. So was Cabbage Patch dolls. And those are all forgotten. None of those bring the value and the demand and the willingness to wait that this product does. So look at that as the best possible thing that could have ever happened to the story of LifeVantage, because if people weren't being trampled and people didn't run out and they weren't selling Tickle Me Elmo dolls on Amazon or on eBay for $10,000, nobody would have given a rip, because it was the demand. And when the demand was gone, people went nuts. But that was a good thing. It's a great thing here, because when it comes back into stock, and trust me when I tell you this, we don't have to be slapped upside the head and sell out once or twice or 10 times. This is not going to be a normal thing. This is going to be once, okay, we found out what the demand really is, and now we're going to keep this thing in stock. And even if we do run out again, it's the story. Why would we run out? Because the demand is so strong, and it's not a fad. This is a lifestyle choice. This is activating the very thing that nourishes every one of your cells. And I'll close with this, Sandy. We are living right now in the first generation of human beings that will never have to experience high levels of oxidative stress, low levels of sirtuin and mitochondria function, low levels of collagen production, and more importantly, a jacked up relationship with food. When you take and you optimize cellular performance, and you optimize cellular duplication, and you optimize cellular energy, and you optimize the protein of collagen that holds everything together, and you optimize the body's relationship with food, You just changed the entire legacy of that human species for generations because you just optimized it back to its original blueprint design with no manipulation, no tampering, no need to do anything other than return it back to normal. And that's what our products do. And we are the only company that can say that. You put all those things together, we're literally going to be creating bionic people without electronics. We're just talking about DNA optimization and every possible way you can do that. No company's even starting these conversations, let alone going deep into them as we are. Nobody has an opportunity to change human physiology and human legacy like LifeVantage, and you guys are all here at the right time. So the best thing that could have ever happened to our MV system is that it sold out the way it did. So thank your lucky stars, because that's the story moving forward, that we sold out 30 or 90 days worth of product in 13 days by having 10 times more product than we thought we needed. And we sold out that. That just speaks to the demand and how much people will pay for and how much they want it. So think of the people you can bless with that story, my friend. So thank you, Sandy, for inviting me. And I'm going to open it up to, if you got any questions, I'll do my best.
Okay, Dondee, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording before we do that, but I do want to remind everyone that while this is out of stock, we still have these massively important activators that will prime your body and keep you in optimal condition. So don't forget that. And Dondee, thank you so much. For those of you who are on tonight and have more questions, please get back to the person who brought you to this. And if they can't answer your questions, they will find someone to help answer your questions. That's what we're here for. We're all one community, LifeVantage community, and we are sure grateful you were here.